Are we live? Are we live? Or I can't tell. Are we live? I think we're live. I'm not entirely sure, but I feel like we are live. I don't think we're live. You know what? I don't think we're live. Nah, we are definitely live. Anyways, sound and gameplay. There we go. You tell me, Ben. I don't think we're live. Anyways, NPM server. Yes. Do 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 do. Oh look, random person's here. Wow 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 wow. You know what? Just for the fun of it, I might start playing that song. What is it, random person? What's all this tisking about? You know, I honestly. Ah, Harry. Harry, hello, friend. It has been approximately 30 minutes since we last talked. Alright. You know, you still have access to the server, Harry. Only question... I totally messed up my giant Wi-Fi. Oh, no. Only question is, if you're actually able to join this time. Booting up flu now. Okay. Yes, I am in the group talk as I said I would be. I'm 049. Num 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 num. Alright, what do you have? Bookshelves. It's nothing but bookshelves. Piercing 3. No. Booting up CPU now. Alright. Wait, how do you boot up a CPU? How do you board up a processor? I mean, I can't just boot up my processor on its own. I have to boot up both my motherboard and all my hard drives and my what's it called? My GPU. Frostwalker 2, no. You know what I mean. I know what you mean. But do I? You know what? It's stuck in my head now. I have to play it. Let me just do this. Wow 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 wow. Alright. Don't care if it gets me copyrighted or not. Okay, let me quickly do this. There we go! This is the world's best song right here. Wait, hold up, hold up. What level can flame go up to? Burn. Oh, this is the highest level of flame. Question is, do we have a flame villager already? Nope. Efficiency 4, fire aspect 1, efficiency 5! You know what? I'll have to do this when after I sleep. I can't. Flame one only. Pretty sure. Yeah, it is. I just looked up on the official, unofficial is yeah official Minecraft wiki. Oh, hey! Ah! Where'd you come from? Where did you come from? Where did you go? Yeah, Silk Touch, Fire Aspect. Yeah, this is the world's best song. You can't say otherwise. Best part about it is it unlocks a bit of nostalgia. What is the white thing on my webcam? Oh yeah, that's just a little glitch. Some of the lights are too bright, and I have no way of currently fixing that. So some of the lights are just a little too bright, so it glitches out like that. If you don't believe this is the best song in the world, as my Minecraft crashes, but as I was saying, if you don't believe this is the best song in the world, I will have to destroy you, my friend. It even beats out Minecraft and Sweden and all those good songs. Oh, I'm inside. Wait. Yes. Oh wait, you're in here. Oh. Oh, you are. I don't have it yet. I will be getting it soon, but first I want to get better villagers. Oh, we already do have a flame villager. Okay. But yeah, if you do not believe that is the best song in the world, I'm sorry, but you are no longer my friend. Like seriously, that song is thank you. You are far too nice, sir. You are far too nice. No, what? You're just not nice enough. I'm sorry, the human race isn't very nice if you haven't known. Ooh, smite 5. That is the highest amount of smite. How high can smite? What can it be? What is it good for, though? Like, what? What can you use smite 5 for? Here, let me see. Is smite useful for? Minecraft. Like, seriously, what is it useful for? Smite enchantment increases your attack damage against undead mobs such as skeletons, wither skeletons, zombies, zombie pigmen, drowned, and wither bosses. But does it do more damage than sharpness? I'm gonna... It's not useful. We've already got sharpness 5. You can't. You can only have either sharpness or smite. I want to play that song again. For whatever reason, that song brings nostalgia you didn't even know you had. Like, seriously. You need to go make new boots. Well, just take the ones you gave me. No. Oh, 44 emeralds for Fortune 3. What's the current Fortune 3 trade? I'm breaking. No, they're really yours. You just gave them to me. Yeah, I saw. They are far too good for me. Silk touch, fire aspect. Okay. Fortune 3 for... okay, yeah. Wow, 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 wow. Give me something good. Yes, I did. Stop! You're too nice! Okay, we've already got Feather Falling 4. Bookshop. These villagers, on the other hand, aren't so nice. Blast protection sucks. If you're going to get anything, you're going to get protection, because it doesn't cover just blast damage. It covers everything. Anyways. Aqua Affinity. Wait. Aqua Affinity. Mending. And if you want all protections for Wither, you can't. You can only get one type of protection. Yeah, so you can get protection, blast protection, or fire protection. You can't get all three, sadly. Although at one point in Minecraft Java Edition, there was a time where if you did it in the right, if you did the enchantments in the right way, you could get every enchantment at once. Silk touch, fire aspect, okay. However, I don't think that you could do that on the Bedrock Edition, and we're already past that point, so sad news, but what you gonna do about it? No, don't you dare. Don't you dare. I know exactly what you're doing. No, oh my. You know, this dude is selling Flame Aqua Affinity 1. I was looking for Flame. Not Flame, or Fire Aspect or something. Ah! No. Oh, wait, hold up. Aqua Affinity for 6 emeralds. Aqua Affinity for 14, yeah. Yeah, I know. I was looking for those, even though I was really supposed to be looking for Aqua Affinity. I made a mistake. But thankfully, I haven't traded with this dude, so yeah. This dude was selling it for 14 emeralds. The dude we have was selling it for 6 emeralds. Efficiency 1. Dude, we have efficiency 5. Get out of here. Flame 1. We've already got a flame villager. That still sells them for cheaper. Blast protection 3. Frostwalker 2. Oh yeah, you want some stuff. I got all this. Frostwalker 2. I've gotten the song stuck in your head as well, I see.
No, I just wanted to come on and harass you.
Well then.
Yeah, speaking of which, I'm not sure if you know this, but at least on Twitch, it's just showing your webcam.
Oh shoot, I forgot to set it back. My bad.
Yeah, I was watching and seeing like, okay, is he like doing something not on Minecraft? But then you
Yeah,
were like,
after my
oh,
game
this guy,
crash, I
oh
set
come
it to
on,
just my
he's selling a
webcam.
flame bow, but whatever.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
I set it to my webcam because my Minecraft crashed. I don't know why. It just
Ah.
randomly does that nowadays. But because of that, I set it to just my webcam, and then I forgot to set it back. So, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, villager multi-shot. Screw you. Give
How
me
did you like the
something.
concert?
It was pretty good. You guys did a really good job.
Yeah.
Yes.
What did you think of the other two groups?
Hooligans and not so good. Nah, they were all pretty good.
Yeah.
And for apparently the month you guys had to do that,
Actually, I think you misheard what you said. We we've
oh
been
no.
kind of being tested on it for like the past month, but we got it like right, well, like 1 or 2 days before uh winter break.
All right.
So we've had like a bit like a month and a half.
All right. He lied then. How dare he
I
lie?
mean, technically it would be a month because January and then well, it's only halfway through February, so unless you're counting
Hmm.
that half, it would technically be a month.
Oh
So.
yeah, speaking of this year, I mean month, not year. This month on the 25th, believe I'm getting an Oculus Quest.
Ah.
It should be on the 25th, at least that's what the shipping details said, but um but well, I'm just waiting now because I paid a good $500 for it. I expect to
500?
get my money worth. Yeah. Oh, I'm no rich boy. My dad's been out of the job for a year now. And I don't have a
Ah.
job yet either. I
Hmm.
do want to go work at the Taco Bell nearby.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently they're
I'm
hiring.
planning on getting like a like a small job over the summer,
Mhm.
like maybe Taco Bell.
Yeah. And who knows, maybe one day I'll start actually getting good donations. Please donate me
Yeah.
money. I need it. Okay, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Wait, did you just say lettuce sleep? Oh, oh, oh. Oh, okay. I thought you said lettuce stealth.
What?
Um, Random person or Peter here is talking in the Minecraft chat.
Ah.
Speaking of which, you have access to the server. Where are you?
Um. Yes.
Amazing. I love the story. The plot line was incredible. Mending with
Yeah.
tools
No
is
one
OP
could have
when you
guessed the
yeah.
ending.
Yeah, it is pretty OP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my mic is actually halfway decent.
You know what? I might just turn that back on.
Da 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 da.
The song is really good. Don't you agree?
I mean, I can't hear any song right now.
No,
Still.
the one I played on my I just played on my stream.
Mm. Yeah. It's a semi decent song.
It is an amazing song. You can't say otherwise. Alright. I'm about to kill this villager. He's not giving me any good traits. Kind of like all the people in real life.
Aw, come on.
Except Mr. Beast. He
What?
literally gives away money.
Yeah, Mr. Beast gives away money. So, and
Like, he has to be the
spends money
least...
to give to people, basically.
Yeah, he has to be the least selfish person on the planet.
Or maybe he's so selfish that he's giving to other people,
He's so selfish
flaunting
that he's
off
become
how selfish
selfless.
he is. Well, I'm trying to make it. Eh,
You're trying to make it an epic movie?
yeah.
Okay. You know, a Mr. Beast movie would be perfect.
Yeah. Speaking of which, they're actually making a Five Nights at Freddy's movie. That's
I'm sorry. That has been in the makings for like the past 5 years since the
I
FNAF was
know.
first
I'm
created.
excited for it, well, it has been posted to be coming out in 2021, and I am super excited for it.
Just wait,
So-
they're going to delay it again. Also, let's hope this movie company isn't taken over by Disney.
It honestly probably
Yeah,
will.
Disney
in the
already
end,
ruined not Marvel, sorry, Star Wars.
yeah. Well, they didn't ruin it, but they didn't make it any better.
Oh, they definitely ruined it. I mean, I'm sorry. Have you seen the lightsabers in the sequel trilogy?
In like 9 through
Um,
10. Well,
yeah,
in 7
9,
10. Well, 9.
yeah, 7, 8, and 9.
Yeah,
Have you seen the lightsabers?
Yeah. What's wrong
I'm
with
sorry. In the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy, The lightsabers cut through everything like butter.
Yeah.
But yet now they are using things where you can use a lightsaber to literally shove somebody down and it won't do any damage to them. We have a feather falling forward, right?
They could just be using the Force.
No, they are literally using the lightsaber on the person. And you want to know what's happening? All they're doing is getting pushed down. They're not even really suffering any damage. They're not in pain. They're just getting pushed down.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think it's just like slow, barely like
Yeah,
scraping
you're
them.
right. You're right, Peter. Alright.
Okay, so I kind of lost the server. So what's the server address?
If you go to the NPM Discord, I believe you have it, correct? Do we seriously not have Feather Falling 4? Oh, I can say it on stream. In fact, it's the same IP for the SCP-SL server.
No clue what that is. So.
SCP Secret Lab.
Well, don't know what that.
It's an epic video game that is a horror game based off of the
Okay.
SCP universe.
Well, what's the server address already?
Ben2445 Fun. So it's literally my username.
Okay.
.asus.
Okay.
.com. No, wait, no, not .com. Sorry, COMM.com.
ASUS.com.
No dot. It's ASUSCOM .com. ASU. I keep messing this up.
ASUS.
ASUSCOMM.com.
Okay.
There you go. All right, we now got Feather Falling 4.
Save.
Wow, 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 down, 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 down.
Okay, I changed my skin, so you'll have to tell me what you think.
Just know there is a glitch in the Bedrock edition currently that that if multiple people are on a server, you might start switching skins with other people. Yeah, it's a really weird glitch. Ooh, we got lucky to see one now. Also, welcome to the server. Here, let me come find you so I can help you around and stuff.
Ah!
Yes.
I'm in a pothole.
You're in a pothole.
No joke. Ah, creeper!
Oh man. Do 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 do.
So we back in the mine.
Oh no. Oh yeah, so you'll learn very quickly. Peter here is the nicest person on the NPM server.
Peter?
Yeah. Amazing
Who's that?
dubstep. Yeah, he's the other player that's currently online.
Ah.
But you will quickly learn. He is so nice that he literally gives away his diamonds. He is like the Mr. Beast of Minecraft.
Ah.
Yeah. And I tell him he's far too nice.
Honestly. No one could be too nice.
Oh, please. I thought that as well, but then he came along.
Okay. I am on a sky railway with a crafting table and a chest with leads, cobblestone, leather, and a bunch of polished diorite. and polished diorite stairs.
Hi.
Ah, hey,
Oh, hey, nice skin.
thanks.
All right. I didn't bring any minecarts. Hold up. Let me go get some.
Aw, lucky.
Yeah.
I don't have anything.
Don't worry. You'll have some stuff in a moment. Peter's making you an entire set of diamond armor.
You shouldn't, though.
I tell him that.
As he says, well, diamond, not right now.
All right. Yeah. He just gave diamonds to me. He just made me diamond armor. So.
Uh, yeah, he says he's poor, so.
You're actually, dude. This is why you can't waste your diamonds on us. Use it for something better. That isn't us.
Use it for something that is actually, well, use it on someone who actually has a life. I died. Okay, I am next to a mushroom and a pig. Actually, a floating mushroom and a pig.
A floating mushroom and a pig.
Yes. Very descriptive.
Oh, I see the floating mushroom.
Yeah? Okay.
Yep, I see you.
I see your name.
Hello!
Hello.
Follow me.
Bunch.
So, which Freddy are you?
I believe Nightmare. So.
Alright.
It's a loose recreation, if I'm being honest, so.
Hey, dude.
Yeah?
You coming? Oh, wait, this is his. Oh, hey, random person. Hey, Peter. Alright, over here.
Hey! Thanks. Thanks for all this iron stuff.
And wood. Oh my gosh, you. Alright. Over here.
I am very much mentioning it. You are too nice.
Alright. I'm sorry, did you hear what I said before? Alright, get in the minecart. It's yours.
Whoops.
You gotta get near it. And then hit
Right.
There. Then hit W.
Well, I'm on phone, so.
Sorry, not W.
Arrow.
Yeah. You need torches? I can get you torches, hopefully. Wow, 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 wow. I sometimes wonder how many hours Peter has available every day just to play Minecraft because the amount of diamonds he has. I actually have 54. Oh, nice. Don't use them on us. Don't do it.
You're too nice, Peter.
No. Come back. Okay, I got it. I also destroyed the rail. Give me a moment. And it's fixed. Fine then, jeez. Anyways, over this way now. We go this way. So you know... Oh, wrong way!
I know.
So, do you know Thalia?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, you'll see her house in a moment. And the base we basically share. Because I built her house. Oh, no. Get back here. Okay. No. Wow. Oh, there you are.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dude. You underestimate my power. The sword that Peter gave me has sharpness 4 on it.
Okay.
Halt! Okay. Here, take a minecart. You'll need it quite a bit.
Okay.
So first off, over here we've got my farm, which I still haven't haven't replanted, but that's not a problem right now. Now over to
Ooh, a
this.
bee.
Oh yeah,
I've never
we've got bees. I've got 3 bees.
Ah.
3 bees.
Yeah,
The bee's knees. All right, now this is Thalia's house.
nice. It
Yeah,
actually looks pretty good.
I built it for her because while I was building this farm over here, I destroyed her little hut in the ground.
Ah.
So I built her this house as saying here. And the best part about it is up here.
Yeah.
It's the cat attic.
Oh. Kitties. Question.
What?
What happens if you put dogs and cats in the same room?
Nothing.
Oh.
Yeah, I wish something would
You
happen.
really should do something.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, the railroad is all made by Peter. He's
Peter,
a
you're too
literal
nice.
madman. Alright, let me get some water.
Ha ha, very funny. I've been working on the railroad.
You were also thinking of that song? Oh my
all the
gosh,
live
yes.
long day. I've been
I'm working on a rail. Alright,
just to pass the time
now this is my
away.
storage system. Now this is my storage system.
Want? Yeah. Do I deserve it? No.
Anyways, here, you can have some of my old enchanted stuff.
Ah.
I have no use for it. And in fact, here. A friend of Ben is a friend of mine. Of Ben. Yeah, oh.
Yeah.
A friend of Ben is a friend of Ben.
Sorry.
Oh, you don't hit the person who's giving you a diamond chest plate.
As he's giving it to me.
Yeah.
Nonetheless.
I mean, think about how many, if he's giving you diamond stuff, think about how many he has to spare. And how much time he has to kill you. Although I know he doesn't do that. Alright, now where you want to live depends on what you want to do. Let's see, what else do I need? Okay. Where?
Well, if anything,
There
I'm
we are.
probably gonna pull Thalia and build an underground hut
Yeah.
or an underwater hut.
Either works.
Yeah.
Alright, here, hold up. Let me get to something. There you go.
Thank you.
Yep. Look. Look how far away I'm from the bed. You want to know what it's telling me?
What?
Bed too far away. Bed is too far away. Bed is too far away. Ha! Ha ha ha! Use your own bed, noob. Alright. But yeah, we should all sleep so we can skip today and I can show you the rest bit of the server.
Okay.
Yeah, random Peter here always carries a bed on him.
Ah.
Alright, okay, you're there. Alright, follow me.
Following.
This way.
Oh, wait. I suddenly took your lead.
Yes, 7. He wants you to keep it.
I don't care. I'm being nice, and either way, I don't have a horse. So.
Alright, let's head over.
No, I don't have anything to use a lead on anyway. And even I don't deserve any of that.
Anyways,
So.
welcome to the iron farm. villager enslavement, and sugarcane farm.
Ah.
Okay, great. There we go, that worked. What?
What?
Oh, alright. Don't be an idiot and place water. Like I was. You weren't an idiot. I realize...
You aren't an idiot. You are. Well, I'm more idiotic than you. Trust me.
The reason why
It's
he's
me.
saying that is because while building the iron farm, he accidentally placed down a bucket of water, which made this entire thing water. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm not just talking like flowing water. It was literally water sources.
Wow.
Alright. Dang it. Alright. What do you want? Bookshelves. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's there's tons of iron in the chests because we have an iron farm, for crying out loud. Alright. I'm surprised nobody else has joined this server in a while.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah. Speaking of which, where's Anna? I haven't seen her on the server in a while.
Yeah, she rarely joins. The last time she joined was back then. Way back when. When we tried to get you on, but for whatever reason it wasn't working.
Oh yeah.
Good to see that's fixed, huh?
Yeah.
Do you have any idea what the error was?
No, I don't.
Yeah. Make a bucket. That's a really good idea. So, are you excited for the Nether update?
Yeah.
It looks really awesome.
I haven't really seen much about it, so I can't say I'm excited. So.
All right, let's see. I have to figure out.
Ben.
What?
Peter. Asked you a question.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Ben, do you not need that helmet? No, you left one in the chest. You left one in the chest. I don't need any of this, but you give it to me anyways. Here then. Oh, he's giving you that. As I told you, Peter's the nicest person on the server. Anyways,
Too nice. You are too nice.
Okay, I'm going to search these villagers. We need to find a villager if any of these villagers have a power enchantment. Efficiency 5, power 5. Did you just hit a villager?
Yes. Accidentally. Sorry.
Okay, he's one that we've traded. Shoot. Get back in your bed. Get back in your bed. There. We're good. Yeah. Never hit the villagers.
I've never traded with villagers on the phone. I don't know how it works.
Oh, if you get near it, it should say trade. There should don't get that close. We're not supposed to be. We can't be pushing them. At least at least Peter knows what to do because he's on, I believe, an iPad, and he doesn't even push the villagers. Ooh, Thorns 3.
Sorry,
All right, everybody, check all the villagers. We need to find if any of them have Thorns 3 already because that is the highest enchantment level for Thorns, I believe. All right, Depth Strider. No, not yet. I doubt it. Yeah, I doubt it too, but still check. Respiration. Mending. Feather Falling 4. Fortune 3. Silk Touch. Infinity. No, what? Do we? Okay. Oh, come on! You're pushing these... Did you just see that wandering trader spawn?
No.
A wandering trader just spawned right on top of the villagers.
Ha!
Okay, I'm not seeing it. Okay. Okay.
Uh,
Okay. Alright, we're going for it. Okay, he has Thorns 3 for 27 emeralds. What a steal. Like, seriously, I'm gonna steal from him.
5.
Oh.
Fish. Hmm.
Oh, yeah, I keep all of my good stuff on me because I don't want anybody stealing it, even though the only other person who really plays is a random person, so...
Mm.
Alright, let me go get a lot more sugarcane so we can get a lot more books. Or not books, sorry, paper. Pa, who reads books anymore? I mean, if you don't, you're an idiot. Thank you.
Honestly, I tried shutting it on you, and on my screen you just phased through it. So
You cannot
yeah.
stop me. So what else? Depth Strider 3, Protection 4, Unbreaking 3, and Mending 1. Where's the Feather Falling 4 villager? Here he is. I just need a book. You know what? I'll take a stack.
Meralds.
Feather
He
Falling
needs
4.
meralds.
I need more emeralds. Wait. Random person. Take the 26 that I have. I don't know if it'll be enough, but it's what I have.
Okay.
Okay, Depth
I'm gonna
Strider,
pick
Feather
a
Falling.
spot and break the first rule of Minecraft.
Oh, don't do it. You have so much to
I'm
live
going
for.
to do it.
Okay, I've
Ben,
got an efficiency
Ben,
5.
Ben.
Hold up, hold up. No, I need 19 levels. Ben, that's not the paper chest. Those two double chests are. Well, where? Oh, outside? Oh, man, but that's too far to walk.
Ben,
What?
go back in. Look at me.
Hey. You don't go into the mine. Don't go. Oh, okay. You know what? I'm just going to come along and sprinkle some lava on your head. Yes, but I don't need it because you gave me boots with the Depth Strider.
No!
You forget that I have really good stuff.
Hey. Talking with Ben.
Oh, is that your dad again?
I know. Yeah.
Okay, I should open back up my chat.
Okay.
Wow, wow, wow,
What?
wow, 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 wow.
But I can't either. Yeah. It makes perfect sense.
Okay.
Microphone.
Enchantment.
Microphone.
Calculator. There we go.
Oh, please.
Bow wow wow wow
Brooke.
wow wow wow
Oh.
wow wow.
Shut the door.
Wow, wow, da, 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 da. Are you still even on the server? How are you? Wait, how? What? Oh, I see.
Yum, yum.
Okay, where's my lava?
Please.
Then
I mean, I
get
see
up
it's an
here.
empty bucket, so
Get up here.
I can't.
You can. I know you have enough blocks. Alright, I'm gonna go to the Skelly farm. And, get some levels.
Bedtime.
What?
Time to sleep.
No, I need levels. The sleep is for the weak.
But you're gonna break the second rule of Minecraft.
That rule has never existed.
Mine at night.
That is just actually a horrible rule.
Why?
Have you not heard it? Don't mine at night.
I know you're looking at that cave and you're feeling
It
kinda
doesn't
afraid.
matter.
Go to bed, you'll be alright. Don't mine at night.
Just as the song says, don't mine at night. Just as the song says, nothing will change if you just wait until the day. That is correct. So even if you go mining at night, it's not as dangerous. It's still got the same amount of danger. In fact, if you go mining at night, it's actually better because when you come up, it'll probably be day.
But
So
just
while
don't
it
mine at
is a
night.
good OG song, it is not good advice. By any means. What the heck? What was I just invited into? Alright, there we go. More experience! So I got a random Discord call from, from somebody.
Who?
They're called Bloxycola. I didn't answer because streamer mode was enabled, but... Dude, what? I know, right?
I mean... I'm just lying in bed waiting for you guys to hop in. Stop jumping on my dead corpse!
What? A bear, what? Want some steak? Oh yeah, hey, dude, did you hear? Oh wait, you didn't hear. I found a mushroom island.
Ah. And, yes, I would like some steak. Because I actually have no food.
The
So.
crazy thing is, I found a mushroom island before I found a jungle. In fact,
Well, I spawn in a mushroom biome, so.
that's not a mushroom biome. That is a dark oak forest. Or no, you spawned on the edge.
Mushrooms and yes.
Dude, I'm talking about the one with mycelium and the mushrooms. I found one of those before I found a jungle. I still haven't found a jungle.
You are too nice. Question though, why did you surround my bed with torches?
So mobs don't spawn. Bow wow 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 wow.
I mean, if we just go to bed, then won't have to worry about that.
Bed too far away. Sorry, I can't. The bed is too far away.
Yes.
Lots of experience. I need 19 levels.
Well, I have 0, so be happy.
I must get more levels. Give me your levels. Thank you. I'm at 8. I need 19. I need another 11. I will. Give me a moment.
Fall asleep. Fall asleep.
Alright, sorry.
Fall asleep.
A friend of mine. Oh, there's
Fall
monsters
asleep.
nearby. Sorry, I have to kill this skeleton and nearly fold gold.
Sounds like you're just being lazy.
No, seriously. There, see? I'm at a skeleton grinder right now, dude. That's why.
Ah. Nice. I couldn't do that even if I wanted to.
It's quite easy to make one. You just need to find a skeleton spawner. A skeleton spawner. A skeleton.
Yes.
A skeleton. You know what? If anybody was actually watching my stream, I would do what I said I was going to do, but...
Which is...
You remember, we were talking about it.
Oh yeah, do it. Do it. Do it.
I would, but there's nobody watching my stream, so it's not worthwhile.
But do it anyway.
Maybe another time. Maybe.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
You want to know something stupid about the Bedrock edition of Minecraft?
Yes.
Damage is random. It is randomly picked. So, in Minecraft Java, it is consistent. You fall from 4 blocks, you get half a heart of damage unless you are wearing some type of armor with like protection and feather falling. However, here's the other thing. The other problem is the fact. Well, no, wait, no, hold up. In Java Edition, it's half a heart of damage for 4 blocks and keeps going every block you place. So 4 blocks is half a heart, 5 blocks is heart, and so on. Bedrock Edition, you can fall from 4 blocks, it'll do no damage. Then you can fall from 4 blocks and it'll do a heart of damage. It's annoying and it's stupid, and it makes mob grinders even worse. Ben, do you allow permission to do something special? Depends. What are you going to do? If it involves Eker, maybe. Wait a second, I'm up to 2 viewers. I might just do it now.
Do it. Do it.
All right. First off, I need to take off my 2 armrests on my chair. That way, they won't get in the way. How do I take these things off again? So they don't get in the way of me doing this.
Yes.
Alright, give me a moment, stream. I'm doing something my friend wanted me to do. I'll be back in a moment. Remember what happened in the entry point chat? Yes, I do. Also, you two, Peter and Harry, I'm not able to hear you right now, but you can talk to me through like the chat and stuff. In fact, I already couldn't hear Peter because he never uses his mic. Alright. Except for those times, except for those few times on the videos. Okay. Which way does it go? Yeah. There we go.
I have made an underground hut.
Because
Now,
what you
question.
want to do depends on if I authorize it.
Hut, 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 huh.
Alright. Problem is with my chair, for both armrests, there are 4 screws I have to unscrew. Not 4, 2. So that's 4 in total. Which makes it a lot more annoying to remove these. The chair has also been slowly falling apart, so I might get a new chair that isn't as cool looking, but honestly, these things are far too expensive for how long they last. You have committed a crime against Skyrim and our people. What do you say in your defense? I plea.
No, he's talking to me. He's holding a vote to me.
Alright,
I don't play Skyrim. I
armrest
plead
in a
guilty.
moment. Boom, 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 dun, 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 dun. Here's a little fun fact about the NPM server.
Thank you. You are too nice.
A fun fact about the NPM server is every season so far, there has been command usage at least once. Which I do say it is 100% survival, more 99.9% survival. Now, let me go through all the command. Actually, no.
Thank you.
Season 0 was the only one I think didn't have any command usage, actually. Huh, I can't remember. No.
Welcome to my humble abode. Thank you.
But season 1, commands were used because I summoned a wither in the nether, and I couldn't kill it on my own, so I used commands to kill it, because if not, the nether would have been destroyed. Shortly after, the server was reset, because that was only a test one, so didn't really matter much. Then the next up was season 2. In season 2 of NPM, I had to use a command because I went AFK at my cave spider grinder overnight. And because of that, there was lots of lag when I got back on. So, I had to use commands to kill all of the spiders. And once I did, I calculated the minimum amount of XP that the spiders would have dropped in total, and gave that to myself. So, yeah. Fun stories about NPM.
Thank you.
Oh, and in
Thank
season
you.
3, it was used a few times. Actually, no. Another part of season 2 is the commands had to be used because there was a glitch with the end where you went through like one of the end portals, the mini end portals, so you can get to the end islands. It would put you like in the ground in a random location, which was super confusing. So I had to use commands to help people out of those situations. Anyways, my chair is now armless. Alright, let me just quickly get back up. Alright, what's going on?
Not much. I made a hut,
Nice.
an underground hut. I pulled a Thalia and made an underground hut.
Is it just going to be called Thalia now?
I'm just gonna say I pulled a Thalia.
Alright. Anyway, alright, I'll be back in a moment. Let me get everything else set up.
I think it needs a bit of expanding, but I'd say past that, it's pretty good.
Always feels good to pick it back up. Alright. Oh, come on, where'd it go again? seriously, they keep getting lost. Okay, there that is. Huh. No idea where it went. Hopefully it doesn't damage anything. I hope. Oh. Oh yeah, that's shaking.
What was that?
So much. Alright. What happened to JC? He was talking about what happened in the entry point chat. And then he just disappeared.
Did you do what we talked about earlier?
Huh?
Did you do what we talked about you doing earlier?
I'm doing it right now. I'm setting it all up.
Ah, yeah. Gonna hop off the server real quick and hop on Twitch so I can watch this.
Alright. Dang it! This chair doesn't work for this. Okay, give me a moment. I need to get another chair because this chair is literally the most annoying thing currently for doing cello.
Dun 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 dun.
I didn't need to take these armrests off, which sucks, but it's already happened. Now, chair, lift up, bring over here, don't put it on my cello.
It's not even a trumpet.
Now, chair. Shoot. I just ripped it again. Great. Everything's going perfectly well. You know what? I'm going to do this. Because this is not going out well. I'll be back in a moment. Alright, and we're back.
Ah.
Hey. What do you think you're
Hey.
doing hitting me? Here, I'll go up. Because
I mean,
I'm...
I left the server because I'm here waiting
Yep.
for the cello. So
Yep. Well. Oh. All right. Well, I'll be back in a moment, random Peter. I'm trying to do something. Not sure how well it's going to work. Yep, cello. You won't be able to see the bottom of it, but cello. Uh, all right, that's good.
cello.
Oh, I'm getting I'm hearing something. Probably from you, but no matter. Oh, I'm getting I'm hearing something. Probably from you, but yeah, Harry, I'm getting a like reverb effect or something. All right, let me open up my
Yeah, that's totally me. I'm holding up the Twitch thing on what up to my mic. So
Huh.
yeah.
All right, let's see. No, it's G strings. That's what I use. Okay, hold up. I need to get a need to tune my cello. All right, a little more. A little more. There we go. That's good. That's good enough at least. Let me move a little further because I'm hitting my desk. Yep, good old cello. Oh, it doesn't need much tuning, huh? Alright, I'm gonna make it quite a bit out of tune quickly. Alright, it's a C now. Nope. Okay, a little tighter. Alright. Okay, yeah, that does not sound right. That is a G sharp. Still a G sharp. Now, sadly, there is no music online that has been made for the cello that was originally the Minecraft piano music.
Uh,
So I'll have to be using. I'll be trying to play the piano music itself. All right. Okay. 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 Alright, that sounds good. Alright.
Good news and bad news about that.
What?
Good news came out perfectly on Twitch at least. Bad news, like half of it did not come through Discord.
Uh, don't worry about that. Alright, let's see. So... hold up. Now let me get this, Dude, stop eating. Nobody needs to hear that.
Yum 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 yum.
Alright, hold up. I'm going to do this quickly.
Okay, well, I gotta go.
Alright, see you, dude.
See ya.
Alright. So, C... Okay, so... Oh. Alright, give me a moment again. Something happened again. Alright. Now, this won't sound 100% good. It'll sound similar. Yeah. Yeah. I need something made for cello. Sweden. No. There, let's see if this works. Okay, so this one's telling me rhythm of yeah, 42. Let me get that open so I can just get to beat. Okay, BPM. Alright. I'm sorry, how do I go that long? Yeah, this is, yeah. Oh, wait, there. That's it. Okay. Hold up, let me quickly check I'm doing this right. Okay, yeah, so that's C2, got it. Wait, hold up. So that's C, that's my C, so I'm going for the E. Wait. Okay, so goes this, goes this, 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 right? Yeah. Alright, hold up. Hold up, so that's the D. Okay, yeah. So it's only one finger. Okay. Okay, I think I got this. I think. Okay. There. That should do it. This is no good. Okay. Alright, yeah, this has not been made for cellos. No, it was made for cellos. That's the truth. Problem is that it's making me play the actual thing that you hear in the song, which is not good because I'm looking for one where the song is actually made. The song has gone from a like piano form to the from a alto, I believe. Yeah, alto, right? No, treble clef, and it's been formed into a bass clef. That's the problem. So, huh? Yeah, that's annoying. Here, I really don't know. Uh, Alright, let's see if I can find another one. Okay, yeah, it's kind of like it again, but different this time. Oh, wait. Oh, it's Sweden again. Wait, that's... Oh, wait, I was looking at the wrong one. Okay. Yeah, it's just the same thing over and over. Seriously, has nobody made like any adaptations so that cello players can play this? Can play the... Ooh, what's this one? Oh, it's Minecraft. It's literally Minecraft. Okay, so A. Alright. Alright, that's A. Alright, yeah, that's A. So, we'll get back to Minecraft in just a moment. Let's see, so if that's A, that's B, C, D, E. So, A, B, C, D, E. Right? Well, I just smacked my screen. Give me a moment. Where's my tune? Where's my tuner? I need to make sure I'm playing an E. Alright, good enough. Hold up, that's an E. Okay, so D as well. So. Alright. Yeah, that's never going to work out. Alright, back to playing Minecraft because I can't find any cello adaptations for any of the Minecraft music, which really sucks. But yeah, I own a cello, if any of you didn't know. Now, time to put it away. I'll be back in a moment. Alright, and we're back. Let us get into Minecraft. Alright, Minecraft. Let's get the webcam back up. Oh. I've got a torch. Alright. This is fun. I need more levels! You know what, we might switch over to Roblox here. Because this is getting a little boring. Well, who knows? There. Alright, where's my water? It's back there, alright. There we go. Water. Always good to have. Problem is, nobody seems to be online to play Roblox, so... Hi, how you doing? Well, besides you... thing I want to do, is quite tactical, and JC loves it. And I know I know you say it's loud there, but it also requires a if best is if you no, not entry point, not entry point. That's gotten a little old now, but it's a game on Roblox known as Defusal. It's basically a game where you have to defuse a bomb. It's tons of fun, and it's best if done with a mic. I know you have a mic. Wait, hold up. I know. And that's the thing. It's best when people can actually speak. Plus, I don't know if it's available on mobile devices or not. And if it should be, but no. I will not let you. Oh my. Give? Okay. Here. There you go. Feather falling for. Come on. Need a little more. I can't wait to make the. Oh no. Oh no. I forgot there wasn't anything there, which means it got damaged. Oop. Although we do have infinite iron, so it doesn't matter that much. I cry every time. I made an iron farm. We've got infinite iron. It doesn't matter. Give what? Your anvil? Oh, sorry. Behind you. Behind you. I love how the heaviest things can be held up by such... VC1? No, we are currently in Group Talk 049. On my Discord. Held up by grass, yeah. Held up by freaking seeds. Oh, you're out of bone meal. Here, let me help you. I took all the bones. They're all mine. I will make bone meal out of all of them.
Hey, what's up, Kanye? Wait.
Hey!
Hey.
A random person and I have just been chilling in here.
When did I last play? What? Oh yeah, random person gave me stuff. I just realized all of my diamond equipment is dead. Like it's about to get destroyed.
Well, we've got mending villagers galore.
Give me that.
Very annoying if you have volume. Yeah, I know.
I
Which
have
is
like
why I destroy
500
it.
bucks. Please help. I have so much food on me, dude. I have a food chest. So when was the last time I played?
I don't know.
I don't know, but I was dealing with eco, by the way.
Yeah. What were
Yeah.
you? What happened?
So you know the Roblox game Piggy? It's like Granny, if you know what that is.
Yeah, I know what Granny is.
Alright, so it's like Granny, but it's instead of Peppa Pig, but she was like scary. So we were playing that, and like my friend, like all of us died, but my one friend, and oh yeah, and then my friend, he was like about to get killed, and then I told my friend, and he goes like, "Why'd you tell him where I am?" And I'm like, "But he was gonna see you anyways." And then we just left after that game, like all of us. And he said, "Really, James?" James the kid. And I said, "I'm not even in a call with anyone." Lol. And then he started spamming.
So have you fixed everything a bit with that?
Yeah, I guess, but he's still mad at Jonathan. And then he started spamming everyone and like being mean for like no reason at all.
I saw that.
Yeah. And also in the entry point, in the entry point team, you could see that he was trying to add someone else, but that person wasn't in the group.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my friends.
All right, I can now put Feather Falling 4 on my diamond boots.
Ben,
It feels
why
good.
did you change the name of the Discord? I was so confused. That's why I didn't join in like.
Are we nerds?
No, but I remember whenever you're in this Discord, I always put Ben, and then I realize.
Yeah, it's Ben24. It was Ben2445 Fun Gaming Fans, but that just was far too long of a name, so I changed it to the Nerd Corner.
Oh, cool.
And I'll tell you this: JC says he loves it. So if he loves it, you know it's good.
Have you seen the farm near me and Jonathan's house?
I think so. Maybe.
So
I'm not
much
sure.
food.
Ha.
Hey, there's signs. Water covers.
Peter. Yeah.
Water covers a 9 times on as long as it's in the middle. Please fix that weight over there and enjoy the gifts. From Peter, amazing. Thanks, Peter.
All right.
I forgot the people who lived here, so I gave 16 to split. Enjoy my garbage or diamond stuff. Oh heck yeah! All from me.
Yeah. Yeah. I. If you didn't know already, Peter is the nicest person on the server.
Yeah, I'd like to thank you for this 16 diamonds, a shovel, which I would be. Wait.
You also want to know something I was thinking.
What?
With what has been happening with Iker, I hope not this doesn't happen, but he might become the next Rapal.
Oh yeah, I mean if he gets mad at you, he might like grief my house or something.
Yeah. Rapal was mainly mad at me for treating him like a baby, even though he never said a thing.
Remember Rapal said if you don't turn on the server, then I'm gonna grief your house. He was serious about that.
Yeah, and I turned it on. I'm sorry that I have another life. I have an actual life outside of playing video games.
And then we raided his YouTube channel. Well, not raided, but me and Jonathan and someone else commented on his like communities.
Alright, I'm looking for what type of other enchantments we need.
Peter, what's this like mushroom house you made? Anyways, thanks for the
Silk Touch, no. Silk Touch is useful, but...
Thanks for the stuff that you gave a while ago. Do you not see the gifts you gave us? Me, Jonathan, and Igor, I guess, even though I took like 2 things.
Hey, stop stealing from everybody. It's not nice.
Ow! say something about mushrooms? Yeah, there's like a mushroom-looking thing.
I'm sorry, are you on drugs? I'm gonna call the police!
Ah! Bro, this parkour's impossible. Parkour. I can't speak. I hate how I can't
Parkour!
pronounce
Parkour! Hardcore parkour!
I can't pronounce it!
Ha 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 ha!
Bro, I swear, every single time I join a new
Smart.
always...
That's thinking outside the bark. Yes.
Congratulations, you jumped down to claim a prize.
You can't say parkour, I can't say box.
Parkour. Yeah, because my R's, I can't really say anything. And it sucks and I hate life.
You know, you want to know what you just missed out on?
What did I just miss?
Me trying to, playing my cello again.
Yeah, I know. I heard you playing the violin. I'm pretty sure. Is that? I don't know what.
That's not a violin, that's a cello.
I know. I don't know what instrument. I can't speak. I don't know what. I don't.
It's not a trumpet.
I don't know.
Instrument.
Instruments. Yes, I don't know many of them. Thought that was a violin.
Nah, it's a
stop.
cello. It's a cello. The violin's the one that you hold up with your chin and hand.
Stop.
That's also the
Scam.
viola.
Yeah, I can say that Peter's nice boy, aka amazing dubstep.
AKA random person. 57
Peter,
underscore YT.
aka amazing dubstep 5, aka random person 57 underscore YT.
Oh yeah, Peter actually made another episode of Reporter 57 on the NPM
What is
server.
that? Cool.
So
Am I in that?
no, you're not. So Reporter 57 is this little thing he started, and basically last time he did an episode of it, it involved a segment of me trolling the real James.
Aww. Wait, is this on YouTube?
Yeah, it is. It's on his channel. And so he uploaded another one.
Wait, what's his channel called?
Random Person 57.
GTA 5 or random events, the link English language in 67 cents and random voices. New Minecraft for record.
Oh,
Donated-
apparently it's Random Person 57 is redacted.
I don't know what to redacted. Dot redacted when it's redacted out. SCP files review.
You want to know my favorite time of the day?
What? When it goes offline?
7:42.
How do you spell redacted?
R-E-D.
Wait. Okay, so random person 57 underscore is redacted.
No, not underscore. No underscores.
Just is redacted.
Yes.
Now the filter channels. Oh, found it. Hi, my name's Peter. I like to play. Okay, I just can't take it. Oh my God, JC, a bomb. Oh, Reporter 57. Noobs play Minecraft. And it's Roblox. But I thought it was Minecraft.
It is. The reporter part happens in Roblox.
Today,
And in the first episode of Reporter 57, it was partially, it was mostly Roblox.
Epic. I hope my house is in there.
Probably isn't. Actually, I don't think it is.
Makers of the map, thanks Algeria for the use of givers. Thanks. Lock garage doors. Oh. Yo, he's throwing off.
I hate this villager. Give me some actual decent trades. Oh wait, we already have most of the trades anyway, so.
Bro, why is random person so good on mobile? I'm garbage at mobile.
It's random person. What do you expect?
Yeah. Ben, where's my house?
Did you lose it again?
Yes, I'm at my house, but I want to go to your house.
Negative 300x, negative 500y.
I'm purple at coordinates.
Sorry, Z. Sorry.
Hold on, I'm saving. Okay, 6.
Here, let me type them in chat in a moment. Negative.
Time to get my horse.
There.
The man that jumps out, you're coming with me. Alright. Do I just go straight? Because I remember seeing my...
Yeah, use those coordinates I just sent in the chat.
Okay. How do I go down? It's not going down. It's going up. What the frick?
It go
What's-
down. It don't go
Do
down.
I just go? Do I just go to this like huge drop pillar or something?
I'm pretty sure that was one of either you or Jonathan that built that, so you could fly with your what's it called? Your
Okay, well, I
elytra.
don't have an elytra because I cheated it. So
What?
remember the thing? I looked in the chest before we.
Oh
did it.
yeah. So then, who? Wait, was it Thalia who got it?
No. But honestly, you're lucky that I admitted it. 'Cause then I would become Rapal. Well, not really, but. Did Rapal even have a house?
Yes, he did. But. I'm sorry. What are you doing? I heard a mining noise. I'm confused. I look back, and Peter's just mining a stone brick wall with his hand.
Oh, I know where I'm going. Is this the abandoned village? If it's not, okay, this is the abandoned village. I know where I'm going.
Ooh, flame one. Oh, we've already got one, I believe,
Ryan,
for
where are the
6
mending
emeralds.
villagers?
Look around. You should see a stone brick building.
Ben, I have a question. Do you ever think you're gonna kick Eco from MPM?
If he becomes like a Rapal, yes.
You think he will?
I hope not.
Yeah, I guess. My head hurts so hard right now, dude.
You know
You should
what?
get off at like 11.
Hold up,
No,
hold
I'm
up.
not-
I know exactly what to do. I know the perfect thing. Boom.
I have Bobby. No, I do not want to block Hydra.
Why is it? Can I not hear it?
I can't hear it.
You can hear it?
I can't hear it.
You can't. Okay. Hold up. Give me a moment. I'm going to change something.
Are you gonna kick and reinvite it like every single person does?
Nope. I just have to do this. I don't know why, but
Why do you not have rhythm though? That's my question.
this. There we go.
Okay, this is good.
This is good music. How are you doing this? Oh, I see now. I see. Because you guys are on mobile, you can hit it even though you're looking backwards. Okay. Mystery solved. You wish it was. But can you get graphics like this? Ooh.
Ooh. Ben, I'm lost.
Hit ya. Okay, let me go see if I can find you.
Wait.
What are your chords?
What a... Oh god, that's a fast speed. Why is it so fast?
Are you at like a village?
Yeah, like 7. It's like it's at like. Hold on, let me go to the village. Never mind, it's not far. Can I like get away from this lake?
What?
Nothing.
A lake? What?
Lake?
Where-
Oh, I remember this. There was a random chest in crafting. Wait, is this new spawn?
What are your chords?
I don't know.
Look in the top left corner.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Hold on, I'm just gonna go to the woods. I gotta go to Fleet.
In this village? No?
Exactly. Alright. Oh, this song's good.
I know, right? Does it give you a sense of nostalgia you didn't even know you had?
Yeah. I mean, I played Rogue. Oh, I see the base. I see the huge thing. So big. I remember this. Alright, I'm coming. Wow, this is really long. I want to make like a montage of just me in third person with my mouse and the sun's coming down in Minecraft. This music. I think it would be pretty.
So earlier I was listening to the other songs that this YouTube channel who uploaded this song. I was listening to its playlist of the songs, and I just wanted to shell shock, place down my medic bag or my resupply bag, and just started dancing as if it was like a jukebox.
Right, I'm at Peter's base. Because I'm literally right with him. Oh. I need to play this mod, I guess. So what happens if I don't play for a week? Even though I haven't... Oh, Ben, I see you.
Hi! Look how fast Oh no, I look like you. Ah, great. I look hideous.
Yo, is this a wheat shrine? Because I had a wheat shrine in my first ever base before this was built. Just saying that. Ben, when you were at my base, did I show you?
I know where your base is.
Yeah, but have you seen where my old base was?
Yes, I have. You're not allowed in.
What? I'm not paying you 64 diamonds again!
Your horse isn't allowed in.
Oh, how come the bot stopped right like that?
Alright, time to get
dude.
lots of emeralds.
I don't have
Oh
emeralds.
jeez,
I
that's
just-
a lot of emeralds.
Okay, what do they sell? What do they give me emeralds for? I have sugarcane. I'm prepared, man.
Hey dude, look next door.
I'm not paying for that. Wait, what do you mean?
What do you mean you're not paying for that? Everything's for free here.
Right, I'm in the. Alright. Oh.
Yeah, there's a sugarcane mega
hot.
farm over here.
That's hot. That's hot.
Actually,
No,
it's pretty cold.
Yeah, I guess. Yes. Wait, I'm Ben's skin. Why am I Ben's skin? I don't like this.
Yeah, it's a glitch. You know the glitch. We all do.
What the? Okay, alright. I'm gonna be.
Am I getting lag or something?
I feel like a swamp dude. Bro, I have 20. Oh.
They're all swamp dudes.
No, they're not. Some dudes have cool hats. Some dudes are literally a swamp.
The dudes with the hats are the librarians you can trade with. The ones without the hats are because I still need to do stuff with them.
Oh my god, I didn't give them enough money. Thanks for the XP. Oh, I need more. Damn. Who's suffocating?
Oh hey, I just upgraded this dude to get a compass.
Oh, it's from him.
Oh, we got Aqua Affinity for 10 emeralds.
Is there a mending?
Yeah, there's multiple mendings.
I need a. Wait. No, I'm so dumb. I have 5 stacks of books at my base. Ugh.
Dude, look in the freaking chest.
Which chest?
The double chest.
Oh, I like you. Wait. Mending. No, that's respiration. That's mending. Okay, I need 10, but I have 6. Why won't they trade? I didn't trade. Ben,
I was. I am trading a lot with
you
these
traded
guys.
every single one that existed, bro.
Well, time to get more sugar cane and make more paper and do the whole shebang.
You are so annoying. You really blow my mind. I'm kidding. You look so stupid. I am dead. I'm dead, not dad. I made a book on accident, even though I already have one. Ben, don't trade the last villager, please. Give me that. Let's go, mending. Where are you?
There's multiple villagers. You might want to make sure you're getting the best price, though.
I don't care. I just want mending.
Oh, this dude's selling glass now.
Give it to my boots, because I like boots. I need boots.
This dude's selling glass now.
I don't have 17 levels. Check. Na 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 na. What should I build? I want to build something big. I mean big.
Oh, I need more paper. Actually, no, I don't. I've got enough emeralds to. Oh my gosh, got 17 levels from that. A 100 by 100 by 100 cobblestone block. There you go. There's an idea of what you should build.
Really like cheese. Can you please play the music again?
You on it?
Why?
Okay.
Yo, why is there like a bunch of cows all humping this sheep, and then there's pigs and there's cows?
What?
And then there's a horse. Bro, there's like a stack of cows. Do you see where I am?
Guys! Guys!
What?
Guess who's in the chat?
Ooh.
Oh!
Oh!
Oh! Okay.
Cow.
Peter, there is no way you can be nice to this man. He literally destroyed the server. Anyways, grindstone. There we go.
What does he mean your companion is more annoying than last?
He's talking about how you are more annoying than, somebody else. I'm not sure who.
Wow.
Probably, I'm not sure who he's talking about, but talking about somebody.
Well, if it's me, then you suck, little kid.
Alright.
How more like?
Okay,
man.
respiration, fortune 3,
Yes,
power
there's
4,
Fonzie.
fire aspect, and silk touch. Okay, yeah, silk touch I need on this shovel. I need efficiency 5, so where's the best
Bro,
efficiency
I
5
agree with
tree?
Peter so much right now.
Fire aspect, efficiency 5 for 54 emeralds. Yeah,
Oh,
I think that's the best trade.
Ben, are you ever gonna harvest this like sugarcane outside?
No, because we've got the Omega sugarcane farm.
Whatever.
No. Okay, 40 emeralds for a for Unbreaking 3. Is that the only Unbreaking book feat we have? I think so. I'm gonna say it is and grab it. No. Yep, there we go. Okay, Unbreaking 3. So we've got efficiency, silk touch, and Unbreaking now.
I'm making a big.
I need mending now. What's the best mending price? Because we have like 50 different mending villagers. 10? The best is 10? Alright.
Wait. Oh, I got mine for 10. I got my mending.
Nice. Okay, I'm gonna look for this man who... Yep, here he is. Got mending for 10. Okay, that's good for my shovel, I think.
Wait, like 10 emeralds?
Yeah, 10 emeralds.
That's the same dude I got. Don't ask what I'm building. I'm building something big.
What are you... No, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, I see you.
I'm making a dark castle, don't mind me. No,
The white
seriously.
pixels on your green screen are eating your background, are they? Oh no, they're fine. They're not spreading.
Yeah, I don't see any.
There are. It's just I don't have any way of fixing it right now. I need studio lights basically. So yeah, that's a nice song, isn't it? Alright, so while Peter's using that, I'm going to go head down to the spider grinder.
You should look what I'm building, bro. It's epic.
No, I want to go to the speeder grinder.
Give me your money.
No,
Now.
no,
Give me your life savings.
no,
Give me your liver.
no,
Give
no,
me your.
no.
Give me your. Give me your
No.
pasta, man.
Oh, you used the skeleton spawner? Are you sure? I saw you using it. I'll let you use it.
I just flooded something.
You want to know what I've just started realizing?
What?
How Rapal and Peter are literally two different are literally on the opposite ends of a spectrum.
I mean, they don't talk. RuPaul has,
Well, those are some very good comparisons.
has a
However,
brain project.
RuPaul's on one spectrum by gaining people's trust and then destroying it, by like we've seen in the past.
Oh, you talk?
And then Peter's on the entire other end by literally giving away all his diamonds.
He's good boy. Unlike RuPaul.
I talk, just not on my YT.
RuPaul, that's kind of cringe, though.
What do you mean? You talk on your YT. I've seen the video.
Oh, wait,
All
there's
right.
a video?
Oh yeah, not on Discord, just on YouTube. They're all getting stuck. There we go. No! You're supposed to fall through the lava, not swim in it. Wow, 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 wow. Didn't start it. Sure,
Ben,
sure.
Ben, don't come outside. Don't come outside, man.
I'm using this skeleton spawner, so I'm not going to be anytime.
Good.
So you want me to play that song again?
Yes.
Alright. Here.
Yeah.
And I believe I can actually loop it. There we go. Oh no, I can't hear it. Can you hear it?
No.
I absolutely hate this glitch with it. You know, I might just get a different bot because, well, it is nice with the controls you have. Well, it is nice with the controls you have. It's annoying. Alright.
Nobody come outside, please. I'm walking.
Yeah, the bot's just broken. I'll have to
Yikes.
fix that
this
later.
bridge is gonna have to go away. Anyways, I'm kidding.
Oh, yes!
What?
Peter and RuPaul are talking in chat. Give me your experience. I need lots of it. Oh, that's my diamond sword. I don't want that right now. Bow wow 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 wow. I wonder if I'll happen. Oh, it's getting close. All right, give me experience. I need 12 levels. 8 levels. That works, but doesn't work enough. I thought spider spawner broke, but it just had torches. Yeah, I was sitting down there for a few seconds. I was like, you know, I thought I saw light coming out of the place where it said skeleton or spider spawner. So yeah. Hey, you made this the most efficient. Oh wow. You are really good at this. Wow 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 wow.
Ben, don't come outside, please. Just don't.
I'm not, but the more you say that, the more I'm going to want to, but I will have to come out
also, why is
eventually.
Pizza Boy here?
Oh, hey dude.
He's not talking.
He's not talking, but he's here. He is, after all, one of my staff.
Man, I want to show you a masterpiece that I'm making.
Oh, really?
May ruin a certain building called a bridge, but I don't care. Oh, sorry.
Alright, I just removed Hydra because of it being broken. I'm going to quickly go and try installing a new bot because, yeah. Alright.
Ben, come outside. Come outside.
Hold up. I need more levels. Alright. Music. I'm just going to search up music and see what it comes up with. So, what bot were you suggesting? James?
Rhythm.
Rhythm? Alright. Here it is. I'm going to invite it to the server. Add to Discord. Alright, the Nerd Corner. Add bot. Wow, YouTube quality terrible. What? Anyways, hello, Pop828373. Wait, hold up. Is Rhythm here? Oh, it is. The Rhythm is here. That's good. What the? Okay. Let's see. Let's move it from there. There we go. Alright, so now, hopefully this should work. Gonna delete all these messages for Hydra in here. Yep. Now, I've got to figure out how to use Rhythm.
It's easy, just put X. Hold on, I'll tell you. Where do I do bots?
There's already a problem with that. What's it called? Me6 uses exclamation point as well.
Exclamation mark play. P.
Oh, exclamation mark P. Oh, okay,
You may have to
you
skip
don't
the song.
do it in there. Don't do it in
Skip
there.
the song, skip the song! Skip it, it cusses, I just realized.
Why is Rhythm not playing?
No, rhythm, hello?
Huh.
Rhythm.
Well, I guess... Where did your betting system go? My betting system.
Betting system.
Oh yeah, that's right. I set up a betting system back when I played Little SCPSL. And it was like, okay, so bet your quarters on this to see and think who's going to win. Such stuff like that.
What do you mean you never did that?
I did. It was a while ago. You didn't participate. You weren't there. But it's no longer up because we're not playing SCPSL currently.
Remember
We're
when
doing
Igor
some
got
good
mad?
old Minecraft.
Remember when Igor got mad in SCP that getting admin is a great excuse?
Alright, there we go. Wait, what was I enchanting? Oh, yeah, efficiency 5 on my diamond spade. I now have a diamond shovel.
Ben, come outside. Come outside.
Okay. But yeah, that'll come back when I play SCPSL again, probably, or another game like it.
Just come outside.
I am here. I am here.
No, you're not. Oh, hey, what's up?
Hey.
I'm building a castle. It won't be right next to but, anyways, I have a question. Can we
I
go
have
move
the
this
worst weapon.
Don't do it. I mean, I want that. Hey, I spent time on this.
You cannot defeat the Omega Shovel.
Oh, please, just like let me.
Ah, great, it's stuck again.
You are so funny. You are not funny. I died.
No, you haven't. Ho ho. Alright. Yum 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 yum.
Ben, stop. Are you okay?
Yum 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 yum.
Okay. Oh, I see how it is. Alright.
Alright, so now I need enchantments for my axe. So I need efficiency 5, unbreaking 3, and mending. Got it. Okay, efficiency 3, no, efficiency 5 should be over here.
I am very hungry.
No.
Sorry. Hey Ben, question. Do you have any bow, by the way? I would be very happy.
No, I don't. Not on me.
Damn it.
I don't have like one piece of dirt on me. Totally not. I'm totally not lying.
Hey, you have my skin. Hey, you're a noob.
Yeah, well, it's called Noobs Play Minecraft for a reason.
That's why I wear the skin.
I totally am not placing a block of dirt outside of the thing. Okay. Yeah, nothing.
Oh, so sassy. How much dirt do you have exactly? Like, dirt is like the hottest object in Minecraft I've ever seen, by the way. Like, literally, it's so hot, man. I'm not gay, by the way. What are you doing? Hey, Ben! Ben! Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ben, you
kind of need an entrance. Oh, wait, there is
no.
one.
Is the entrance. No, over here, dude. What are you doing?
How do I get to the other tower?
You run. Never mind.
No, I've got a better idea. There. And now, you walk over.
What do you mean? There's like a way. There's a path I made. You
Is
can
there
do
an entrance inside the other tower?
No.
Well, then it's useless.
Well, there is. Are you like blind?
Give me a moment. You just said there wasn't an entrance into the other tower.
There is. Look, hold on.
You just made it, didn't you?
Look, right there. This is it. Do you have any dirt by the...
You want to go, bro? You want to go?
Wait, you have an unenchanted sword?
I did. Then I disenchanted it because I kind of need other enchantments on it, like sharpness 5. You are dead, my friend.
Oh,
All right, lots of sugarcane, I need it all.
Oh, shoot. Don't ask. You look so awesome. I have diabetes. Just kidding. Ben, I have a question for you.
What?
What would you do if I grief right now?
Ban you?
Bet.
Oh, you really want to bet on that?
Yeah, I'm destroying your house. Considering you don't even have one, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to destroy something that doesn't exist.
Yeah, I know. That's also what a joke is. Hey,
It's like,
I wanna
hey, I'm about to destroy this thing that you don't actually have because it don't exist. It's like I'm about to destroy your NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2090 Ti.
Oh, hold on. I gotta delete some stuff real quick. Okay, you're poopy. I hate you. I love you, but I'm sorry. Die. Potato. Potato.
Delete this. Yeah, dude. The NVIDIA GTX, GeForce RTX 2080, not 2080, 2090 Ti. Ooh.
Someone bond this stuff up? I don't want it.
You don't even know what that is, do you?
What, me?
Yeah, you don't know what I just said, do you?
What? No, I don't.
I just talked about the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2090 Ti.
Oh, that's like a GeForce thing. Hey, Ben.
You have no idea what it is.
No, I might ruin this bridge, but I don't care.
Dude, the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2090 Ti does not exist.
Oh, cool. No, I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything.
Alright, lots of emeralds.
Listen, I'm only doing this because I like building.
You should add pressure plates to the gate for easier access. I would, but there's still spawning zone outside, and zombies do get attracted to this building at night.
Yeah, because those villagers.
Yeah. So I would, but I'm not. Don't mind the iron golem dying in the background. That could easily save the villagers, but is not going to, because I'm using it for iron. Alright. Need more sugarcane. Grab all you can.
Do you like the wall I'm making?
No.
Bro, I'm literally gonna spend like my whole day on this. Like,
I
I'm
don't think that's
stay,
a good way to spend your day.
Pizza.
Okay, pizza time.
Perfect. Oh,
You can
wow, this was...
still put one inside of the building. I could,
Oh,
but then
God.
again, I don't want to due to the fact that
I have to move my
there are
towels,
cats inside the building. Which, if they do stand up, well, they can open the pressure plate and stuff.
Man,
And
I'm
don't
sad.
forget the wandering villagers, the wandering traders
And
that
I
freaking
need your
spawn in
shovel.
here.
Can you destroy all the towers I just made?
Why?
Because it looks really weird if the towers are all the way over here, considering it's right in front of it.
Alright, give me a moment. I'm trading with the villagers for thousands upon thousands of emeralds. The pesky wandering traders are the one thing that is keeping me from doing literally most of the stuff I want to do.
Alright, well, you're kind of late, so...
Okay, so I've got efficiency 5, unbreaking 3, and mending 1. Now for my sword, I want sharpness 5. Where is the sharpness 5 villager? He's over here, isn't he? Look at the sea. No. Looting 3. No. Although, looting 3, that is going to be a good book to have on my sword. Power, mending, no. Oh, wait, mending. Oh, wait, I should get it for cheaper. Protection, no. Sharpness, there it is. For a whopping, oh my gosh, that's a lot. Okay, where is my fire aspect 2 villager now? Oh, wait, hold up. What was that? Nope. Thorns, fire aspect 1. Infinity. Fortune 3, Silk Touch 1. Don't need Fortune anymore. Feather Falling, Depth Strider, Mending, Bane of Arthropods, Respiration. I thought we had a Fire Aspect 2 villager.
We don't, considering I haven't looked.
I swear I literally just traded earlier in the stream to get a Fire Aspect 2 villager. No, that was a Flame 1 villager, wasn't it? Huh, was it? No, not you.
Man, look what I've done. Just come outside. Dude, come on. Just come outside. Come outside, bud.
Oh my gosh.
What? It's gonna be my kingdom. So, I'm gonna live right next to you, I guess. Because it's my kingdom now.
Okay.
If you want to live in my kingdom, just ask me. I'll be, except your house will be made out of dirt. Because I am cool. I am cool kid. Cool kid, cool kid, cool kid, cool.
Yeah, that's what Peter is now, because he decided to waste all his diamonds on us, even though he really shouldn't have.
Why?
Waste. Yes, waste.
Toxic waste. Right, so it's gonna be like that.
Okay, efficiency 5 axe. Oh.
And then
Okay.
the tower's gonna be...
Looting 3. No, give me something good, like something worthwhile. Give me a fire aspect 2. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. You guys just be nice. No, it's kind of our thing to be semi-annoying to each other.
It's also Ika's, like, thing. Like, mega.
Yeah, it's definitely Eker's thing. Honestly, I don't blame Eker. I realize the problem he has. He just doesn't know what, when to stop, more or less.
Yeah.
I have gotten the greatest axe now. Sadly, it is not a killing axe, but it is definitely a tree chopping axe. Infinity, no. Come on, give me something good. I want fire aspect 2. Not flame, I want fire aspect 2. Looting, no, I've already got looting 3. Honestly, this villager trading hall is a whole lot better than the one back in season 2.
I'm just gonna leave.
Why are you leaving? He already left, didn't he? Yep. Alright, what do you have? Quick charge, no. I've got you in my sights. No, no, no. I don't know if anybody will recognize that song. Hopefully somebody does. Oh yeah. And Peter, I'm going to ask you this because I know you love doing stuff like this, or maybe love. You're just always have it. Make 21 different signs. We need 21 different signs. Oh, fire aspect 2. Perfect. Oh my gosh, you made them already. Okay. I do sometimes. Oh, what's this? What's this? I can't see. Pop828373. Thank you for the follow, friend. I didn't mean to friend. What? You didn't mean to. Oh. Okay. Still, I'm going to say it anyways. Okay, sharpness 5. That costs 20 levels. Oh, that hurts. That really hurts. Okay, let's just put this bed here. Ben, you okay? No, I'm not. So I need 20 levels for this thing. Okay, you know what? I've got a better idea. Also, I am Rapal, not Pop. Oh, cool. Alright. There we go. Yep, floating bed works the dream. Makes the dream work. Alright, water. Because I need it. Much better. I am in a floating bed. You cannot stop me. Oh no, oh no. It can't stop me. It can stop me. Okay, maybe not the best place for the bed. Yes, thank you. I hope you like my act. Alright, what do you sell? Is Silk Touch 1, Fire Aspect 1. Okay. So, Silk Touch for 9 emeralds. Let's see what the cheapest is. Silk Touch. So, Silk Touch for 9. And I know we have another one somewhere around here. Oh, 15, so still the cheapest. Alright. Look for something better than Silk Touch. Than Silk Touch for 9. 18, yeah, these prices just keep getting more expensive, huh? Alright. What did I just buy? Luck of the C3. Okay, that's not the end of the world, thankfully. Okay, yeah, so this is the best price over here. So Silk Touch and Fire Aspect 1. Okay. Silk Touch, best deal. fire aspect 1. Now, there's multiple fire aspects, so I've got to go around checking to make sure it's the best one. So, you sell fire aspect for 7 emeralds. Okay. 12. Okay, so the sign behind me should. Yeah, you saw what I wrote on some of them, huh? Ending. Okay. Nope. No. No. Thorns. Fire aspect for 7. Ooh, there's 2 7s. You do realize what's on the other sign, right? And I'm gonna go to sleep now, and no. Oh, alright, well, see you then. See you then, Peter. You have a nice night. So, yeah, this one over here is the best deal. So, Silk Touch and Fire Aspect 1. Best deals. Best deal. Fire Aspect 1. Best deal. Oh yeah, because he only sells 2 books, I can do this. I can make it a little fancier. Okay. Aspect 1. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Okay, then. Let's see if I can add some spaces in. Okay, no, I can't. Dang it. That sucks. So then how do I make it look like stuff? Like, colon. Oh, well. There we go. Best deals for set stuff. Ooh, efficiency 5. So, piercing 4, fire aspect, and efficiency. Best deal. Fire aspect 1. Yes. Yes, how can I help? Fire aspect 1. Maybe. You might be able to redeem yourself. Just maybe. Efficiency 5. Best deal. There we go. This is like the god villager here. This is like the greatest villager just because of the fact that his trades are efficiency 5 and piercing 4. Alright, let's see. Aqua Affinity. And that's it. Just Aqua Affinity. Okay, so then who has the better Aqua Affinity? He sold it for 6 emeralds. 10 emeralds. So 6 emeralds is still the best. $15 emeralds, yeah, not the best. Okay, yeah. So that looks like it's the best deal for Aqua Affinity. So, Aqua Affinity, and that's it. There. Alright. More signs. Okay. Fire aspect 2. Only one, okay. And we've got Depth Starter 3, Bane of Arthropods 3, and Aqua Affinity 1. Okay, so we've got multiple Death Striders, so 38 emeralds. 32 emeralds. Oh. So I can just mark him as not the best deal now. Depth Strider, Bane of Arthropods, and Aqua Affinity. So what was the other one already? Bane of Arthropods. It's 3, right? And then there was Aqua Affinity. I'm right, right? Yep, that's right. Then we got Unbreaking 3. Breaking 3. Best deal. There. Okay, what next? Respiration 3. And, another book. Ooh. Alright, so, yeah, you know what? Time to go get some levels. Although I might have to end my stream here in a moment. It's getting quite late. I don't know why, but none of the music bots seem to work on my Discord. Not sure if it's just mine or if there's many that don't work. Anyways, you've got a feeling it might be a glitch, but who knows. Fine, I try to be nice. After your parent collapsed, I caused of your server, but okay, I see how it is. Apparent collapse of the server. My friend, the server went down for just a few days. There was no real collapse. Only reason why I might have acted strongly at that time was because it was a Thursday night. I was tired, and I had an uneasy feeling, which was apparently true. But, after that, I might have acted a little whatever. I'm not sure, but you're not coming back onto the server by any means. Alright, come on. I said apparent because you brought up I destroyed your server. I thought you did. I thought you did more damage than you actually did. I thought you had, because you knew how to do things. I thought you would have, I thought you blew up more, stole more, and, did a lot more damage than I actually finally saw. And after I saw the damage, I realized it wasn't all that bad. And then the 1.15 update came around, the bug update, and that completely broke the server. So season 2 had to end, and season 3 has now begun. I said I wanted to redeem myself, not to be let back in with open heart. Yeah, still. Thing is, I was just trying to make it clear. Just saying. Anyways. The other problem, Rapal, is that you spammed 4 different Discord servers as well. So you didn't just do the NPM server. You also did its Discord server and the DGT server, the my fan server, and there was one more. The audition server, wasn't it? It was the audition server. That's right. Which I have now left because auditions moved to the normal server and everything. Alright. Alright, come on. No, I wonder how much experience I would get if I just AFK'd here overnight, then came back and just went wham, 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 wham. Oh my gosh, hopefully it would be a lot. I mean, last time I did that, I was with a spider spawner, and that lagged out the server, causing me to have to use commands to kill all the spiders before my entire computer crashed. Yeah, that was no fun. Looting 3, luck of the sea 3, sharpness 5, fire. Yeah, that I'll definitely have to get a fishing rod now. Who knows? Maybe I'll be able to fish up some diamonds. Ooh, that sounds nice. Ah, I missed. Oh well. All right, more water. You get disconnected after a certain amount of time. Not on here. Not on here, because this is my own server running from my personal computer. It doesn't disconnect you, because I actually set it to not... Oh yeah, probably while you were still on, I had the AFK timer was still active. I think, but I eventually turned it off, and no, you no longer get kicked for AFKing. FTAing. Speaking of which, I now wonder why Peter built a, what's it called? A AFK pool near my iron farm, even though there is no reason when there is no AFK timer. For me, I usually get kicked because Windows automatically shuts down for whatever reason. Or not shuts down, but locks out. And I've tried fixing this issue. I failed. It still can't figure anything out. Yeah, that's strange. I don't want to care about that. Ooh, you're missing the gold boots, my friend, but still. Oh, stop swimming in the lava. You're going to die either way. Oh, there we go. Finally. What? Oh, wait. It doesn't have looting on it yet. Oh, but he still dropped it. Ooh. I wonder what it had on it. Hold up. Let me go check. Oh, what's these have? What does this have? Power 2. Ooh. And then Unbreaking 1, Power 2, and Punch. Wait, you can put both Power 2, Power and Punch on the same bow? Oh, okay. Well, that's cool, but honestly, I'm not going to put any Punch on my bow because that just knocks you back. Which, while might be useful in, like, Sky Wars and stuff, that's not very useful in normal world. Normal server. These three are fighting for dominance. Who will win? Find out next time. They all have armor. I might just go in there and literally assassinate them all. Oh my gosh, there's more. Dude has leather armor. Nice. Ooh. 20 levels. That's all it takes. Then I can get sharpness 5 on my sword. Although, you know, I'll probably just do this first off. Wait. Oh, I didn't buy mending or unbreaking. I should do that. In fact, you know what? If I can, I might just put looting on my sword right now. No, that costs 21 levels. The costs keep going up. Alright. As they battle for dominance over this. Life appears to me too short to be spent in nursing animosity or registering wrongs. Charlotte Bront. What? Confused. This dude is just refusing. I'm guessing you took that quote from somewhere. Maybe living by it, I'm not sure. Current glitch of Minecraft Bedrock Edition. If you get on a horse and you go third person, and then you go first person again, you'll start looking immediately north, I believe. It was either north or northwest. Can't remember. But it's strange. Alright, let's see. Ooh, more experience. Alright, you know what? Because this is getting quite boring, I'm gonna end the stream here. Thank y'all so much for watching. It was tons of fun. Yeah, well, there's really not much else to say. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.